Let's look at abscisic acid. Okay, abscisic acids. Abscisic acids comes from the word abscission. Okay, abscission. You have heard the words before. Abscissions means coming off, or cutting off, or falling off. This is what the scientists, what I found earlier, that previously abscisic acid is known to be the factor for abscissions. Okay, abscisic acids known to be the factor of abscissions. Again, what is abscissions? Abscissions means falling off. Falling off leaf, falling off roots, okay, falling off fruits, not roots, fruits, what I'm trying to say. Okay, a factor, abscisic or acid is known to be the factor of abscissions, with the reason of why these fruits falling off, why the leaves falling off. Okay, but later on, the scientist has found out actually abscisic acids, it's not the primary reason, not the main reason why this abscission happen. Okay, it's abscission happen because of the ethylene, but somehow abscisic acid still play the role for abscissions. Can you understand? At first, abscisic acid is known to be the reason of abscissions. Tapi scientists found out that it's no longer, they found out that abscisic acid it's no longer the main reason for abscissions. Tapi nama dia still sama lah. They doesn't change the name. They maintain the abscisic acid, right? Okay. For now, abscisic acid is known as okay, let me tell you a situation before I explain the function of abscisic acid. Okay, the situation here when in drought season, okay, drought season, musim kering, when there is no water, when there is no water, when there is no rain, when there is no source of water, plant need to control the water loss. Okay, plant to need control the water loss. We had learned in the previous session that water loss happen during transpiration. Remember? Okay, so water loss, okay, drought seasons, plants plant need to control water loss. So we know the water loss is a transpiration. The water loss happen at stomata. Stomata. Okay, so in order to tell, hey plants, stop losing waters. We don't have this plenty of we doesn't enough source of water now. So stop losing waters. So meaning that stop that you have to close the stomata. We need to close the stomata. So who control the stomata opening? It's a gut cell. So this abscisic acid. So this is the this is the function of abscisic acid. This abscisic acid we will tell or give a signal. Actually, it doesn't tell. It give a signal through hormone. So this abscisic acid give a signal to the gut cell to close stomata, so that it will stop losing water. It will stop the transpiration. No water loss. So it will be enough for the plants. It needs to conserve the water. All right. So that is the function of abscisic acid. Okay. It control the loss of water. Okay, so it control the opening. Okay, so abscisic acid again, it goes to the original one. Abscisic acid comes, the name itself comes from the abscissions. So it will stimulate the abscissions of mature fruits, leaves, and flower. Okay, the abscissions. Abscission. Ingat macam scissions ni macam scissor. It's like a scissor, right? So it will cut off abscissions. Okay, and seed dormancy. Okay, this is the important one. Dormancy. Dormants mean inactive state. Inactive. Okay, inactive. Seed dormancy. So meaning that when there is no water, let's say this is a seed. Okay, I draw for you here. This is okay. See, this is the red dot here is a seed, and then there's no water source, so that is not a right condition to germinate. Okay, there is no use for the seeds to germinate because when it's germinate means bercambah, ada daun keluar tu kan. Okay, tidak guna bercambah when there is no, the surrounding is not um it's not appropriate. It's not like a proper one for the seeds to germinate. There's no water, there's no nutrient in there until, okay, so the seeds need to be in a dormant state. Okay, so seed need to be dormant. So that is dormant, dormancy. Okay, that's the words. Okay, seed is in a dormant state of seed dormancy. Seed will be inactive. It will wait until the factors of the environment, the surrounding, is good enough. Means when, let's say this is during a drought season. During the drought seasons, the abscisic acid will help the seed to stay in dormant, inactive. And then there no longer drought season, the water or rain. Let's say in this case there's a rain. This should be blue. There's a rain falling. Okay, raining. It's raining. This rainwater will wash off the abscisic acid. This rain will wash off the abscisic acid. Then the seed will germinate because there's water. All right. All right. Next. So abscisic acid is to stimulate abscissions, scissors, abscissions of mature fruits, leaves, and flower, seed dormancy, and okay, the important one that's related to what what I mentioned just now, it to stimulate the stomatal closing during drought season. Okay. So, having said that, when the abscisic acid is to stimulate the seed dormancy or stimulate seed to be in a dormant state, inactive, meaning that it will inhibit the plant growth. It will inhibit, macam ni dia inhibit to stop, inhibit the plant growth, and also it also inhibits the growth of buds and the seed germinations. Logically, it's related. Bila seed dormancy, meaning that it inhibit the seed germinations. All right. So that is abscisic acid. Okay, that's all. All right. So next, we had covered abscisic acid. Now go to the last one, ethylene. Okay, ethylene is actually the one and only hormones that in a form that exists in a form of gas. Gas hormone. Okay, not a gas hormone. It's a hormone in a form of gas. Okay, you can find the word ethylene in chemistry when you learn about bond, something like that. It's covalent bond or something like that. There's the ethylene. Okay, so ethylene is actually it's a hormone in plants. The only hormone that exists in the form of gas. All right. So ethylene is for ripening in fruits. It stimulates ripening in fruits. Okay, and it's also stimulate senescence. Senescence again, apa itu senescence? It's aging process. Logic juga lah. So since ripening, when this ripening fruits happen, eventually it will go to the senescence process. Okay, and also abscissions of leaves, abscissions of leaves and fruits. Senescence is aging process. Abscissions is falling off, cutting off. Okay. So here's the example. So let's say this is the healthy green plants. Later on, after the photohormones of ethylenes, these plants will start to undergo senescence process, and it will later on from senescence process it will start to abscise. Dia akan cutting off abscises plant leaf. Okay, so kamu boleh ingatin lah abscissions of function of ethylene. It helps stimulate the senescence or aging process and stimulate the abscissions. Okay, ripening fruits. Let's look at this picture. So I know every one of you know this is a banana. So banana, it is yellow. You know, ripen or ripe banana is in yellow color. So this is unripe. Okay. So how other than look at the colors, we know that yellow is mean it's ripe already compared to the green one. We can feel the texture of the peel or the skins, right? Because this ethylene, this ethylene, oops, where are you? Okay, because ethylene, let me, ethylene, got it wrong. Because ethylene will um, will destroy the cell wall and soften it. That is why the plants that already why the fruits not plants why the fruit that are ripened is soft because the ethylene destroyed the cell wall. So it's no longer turgid, it will soft because of this ethylene. As and you can see there's some application in daily life when we have these two. This is the ripened fruits, this is the unripened. Okay, so when we put it together in a closed container, later in few days we can see that all of all of them become yellow. Why is that? Because this ethylene from this ripened fruits, this ethylene in the form of gas will diffuse and act on this unripened unripened fruits. Okay, all right. So that is the five. That is the five um, phytohormones. The five major phytohormones in plants. Actually, there are many. Okay, so let's do a conclusion for this topic. Today we had learned about five hormones. Five hormones. Okay, let's put it here is a column for phytohormones. This is the column for functions. Okay, so the first, so we divide it into five. One, two, three, four, and five. Okay, so for the first one, let's choose another color for this. Auxin. It's not visible, not really clear to be seen. How about this? Okay, auxin. Okay, auxin. Again, it's for photo. Uh, let's look at draw. I try to draw because this is the conclusion. So let's make it simple. So auxin is helps to promote the phototropism. So let's say this is the sun. This is the sunlight, and then the plant will bend towards it. This is phototropism. And then auxin also helps in the elongation of shoots and roots. And it also helps to development of this apical, sorry, I'll try to write it clearly. Apical dominance. Dominance. Okay. So these are the three basic um, functions of auxin. Okay. Another one or next is gibberellin. Gibberellin. So gibberellin. What we can, okay, just let's recall the picture. Yes, the picture itself. The picture of cabbage. So meaning that it will, this is internodes, so it will elongate stem internodes. Okay, and then we recall the picture where there's small grapes to become bigger size, a big size of grapes. So it will stimulate the development of fruits, of course, leaves and stem. All right, so that's basically about gibberellin. The third one is cytokinin. Yes, cytokinin. Let's cytokinin. Cytokinin again, it's a cell division. So the cell itself, it helps to elongate. Okay, it helps in cell divisions and elongate of stem. Okay, so since this is cytokinins, this is awet muda. Okay, awet muda, so it will delay leaf abscission. Okay, this is the stem. Okay, these three are the hormones that helps to stimulate growth. Okay, this the second last is abscisic. Okay, let me choose a color of red. Abscisic. Abscisic acid. Why I choose red? So it reminds me the function is to suppress the growth. So it's more like inhibit. So abscisic, again, we recall the story of it. It send a signal. This abscisic acid send a signal to the stomata. So close your stomata opening so that we don't lose water. So abscisic acid is to control ataupun stimulate the, what is this? Stomata opening. All right. And then of course come because of the name abscisic acid, so it will, sorry, the color red is not really visible. Okay, so I write it and make it, I write it again. So abscisic acid is for the, to control the stomata closing during drought season. Okay, and then abscisic acid, look at the name, of course it's to stimulate the abscissions of mature fruits. Okay, to stimulate abscission. Abscissions meaning that nila falling off leaves. Falling off leaf. Okay, and the last one is ethylene. Ethylene. So ethylene, I put it in red color because it's not promote the growth. Ethylene. All right. So the function of ethylene, of course, that the sequence is logic. The first one, the famous one, is to stimulate ripening the fruits. Okay, let's put it banana here. Okay, is visible as banana. Okay, so banana. This is ripening fruits, and then the sequence I said we start with the senescence. Senescence. Okay, aging process. After aging, it will go to the next process is abscission. Abscission of leaves and fruits. Okay. Falling off, cutting off. So that is the conclusion for today. So that's all for today. For 5.2, the functions of uh, what is this? The functions of phytohormones. I'm sorry. So there are five again: the auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin, abscisic, and ethylene. So that's all for this video. So if you have any question, you may ask me in the group. Thank you very much.